So I want to do a quick update for my transition YouTube channel. Although it's only been 3 weeks, I try and space them out about a month so more things can happen in a time frame that's reasonable. So I'll give you an update on my AA experience. Like I want to mention first, I am new to AA, but I'm not new to life. I have a couple years of experience in the program, only 1 year clean and sober. Again, my name is Percy, and I'm an alcoholic. And I say that every day now, so I'm used to it. I would say that, let's see where to start. I've had a couple sponsors, and I'm due to work with one of my old sponsors again in the near future. Taking that personal inventory, making those amends. I'm starting at step 1, so dealing with the unmanageability and all that stuff comes first. I need that conscious contact with God again, so I'm going to be working on that day in and day out. I feel like my story in AA is not typical, but more traditional. I had experiences while young, high school era, and that led to a lot of dysfunction in my college age, when I was college aged. And it wasn't until my mid to late 20s where I woke up about getting clean and sober and could start that journey, after hitting a boom rock bottom, and waking up around 28 with a completely new lease on life, and by the time I was 30, I was serious, dead serious about really making that change. So I haven't read all the stories in the book, but I know a lot of them have that sort of gradual timeline where it takes years and years and years to recovery. It doesn't happen overnight, so not trying to bore you, but this is going to take a while for me to fully recover from alcoholism. But like I said, I'm about a year clean and sober. Well, I say it every day. A year clean and sober. I don't have the desire to drink anymore. People, places, and things out of this world, out of the question. Never. So, I'm not thinking about picking up a bottle of liquor. I'm not worried about, chasing dreams, hoop dreams or any of that type of stuff. But just more grounded in, like I said, getting that conscious contact with God on a routine basis. Getting to know the higher power. Like not operating avoidance or intolerance or anything like that, but knowing and accepting the higher power in my life and knowing how to work the steps, abide by the traditions and live clean and sober. So like I said, this hasn't happened overnight, and these stories take a lifetime to play out. Alcohol is not water, It takes a village, For me, it has personally. I didn't go through any of this alone. So I just want to lend some support to the alcoholic who still suffers out there. You're not alone. And if you're willing to work with the community, it can have a very rewarding outcome. You'd be surprised. Going to one meeting a day at a church in the beginning can open many doors. Not just in the AA community, but in the greater community and the world as a whole. AA has made a huge difference in my life. I'm just not the same person anymore. Although I don't deal with cravings or any of that type of stuff like I probably would have, in early addiction stages, I I still understand how to move forward, you know, more so in a timely manner now than I have before. So like I said, I'm only a year clean and sober, a couple years of program under my belt, and still on step one, and I'm still here today to tell you if I could do it, you could do it too. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm just going to an AA group this afternoon online, and if you're in AA too, I hope to see you there. And if you're not, if you got a problem with alcohol or even thinking about drinking, don't ever be afraid to stop by one of the meetings. You're always welcome with us. All right, I'm out of here.